Hey everybody, welcome back to a new episode of Clone Evolution. Man, there was a whole bunch of new events today. It's pissing me off because I don't think I can do any of them. Let's check it out. Alright, so what do we got first? Wrapping up the Tavern Carnival. Managed to complete it completely. Got the gold and the 3 tokens. Collected that while you guys were gone. Or while I was gone, depending how you want to look at it. Right, Vaporizer Carnival. Yeah, that was thanks to the help of the viewers. Was able to get that all finished. That was pretty sweet. And Hero Rewards. This is where if you clone one of these people, you manage to get this shit. And I don't really recognize any of these heroes except for this guy. Don't think I have enough to turn him gold. Pretty sure. So I won't be getting any of that stuff anytime soon. The clone event, I would like to do it, but I just don't have enough. The replacement event, I was tempted, if I had an extra copy of him, Peaceman, I could get Mozart, but I don't really think I have any use for Mozart yet, so I was thinking Floyd is one of the only characters they've never given me in the game yet. Or maybe I do and he's in my gene bank or cards, or I'll have to check. So, it's tempting to get Floyd, but no, I don't really think I'm going to go with any of them. I didn't even know, Wright Brothers is so sought after that you could do an exchange event to get him. So I'm pretty lucky that I got him in gold already. Yeah, so that's what we got for the limited events. If anyone's doing them and has luck with it, maybe want to put it in the chat. I'd be interested to see how it goes for you guys. Yeah, and Darius was the other thing. No, I don't have that baby kid with glasses at all, so no, I'm still looking to get my first clone of him ever. Alright, let's do a bunch of the time-sensitive stuff before I talk much more. Yeah, that last freaking store spin, man, it had everything I wanted. Luckily, I just had enough jewels to start buying it. Starting to buy more of these tickets. I don't know, when is the event going to come up that uses those? I think it was the first week I played the game, and it hasn't came back since. So it must be a really rare one, right? I placed some more bets on the Hunger Games. I'll show you who I bet on. I bet on Gizmo to win again, but I'm really worried because the last few times I bet on Gizmo I keep losing and losing. Hey, look at Gizmo, He's got that special ring around his face. Maybe that's how some people know he was so good. What's making me happy is too, man, I'm starting to catch up to the level of the people in the Hunger Games. Some of them are around 150. Can anyone get into Hunger Games battles, or how does that work? Maybe if anyone wants to post it in the chat if they know. Now, I noticed kind of a dream come true today. When I was doing the Ancient Mystery podcast and stuff, the only fans I ever got, really, well, I shouldn't say only, but 99% of the fans were like really old Freemasons, like 60-year-old guys. Now, it's like they weren't really the greatest cheerleaders. When they would tell me to keep going and making videos, I'm like, for these old guys, let them do it. Now that I'm starting to get some female fans, I notice like the cheerleader effect happening. I just hope I don't get too like caught up in trying to change to meet people's demands. I notice that's already a temptation. I don't know how big YouTubers do it. It's like, man, I even get a few people asking me to change my show, and it's like I almost feel like I need to capitulate right away. Or give in. Man. No, so guys, don't worry. I'll try to be myself. I'm pretty sure if I started trying to change, it would just get me stressed out to the point where I quit. So you can tell the main reason it's kept me going this long so far is I can just be myself recording these type of shows. So it's a lot easier. A lot easier not to fake it, right? That's what she said. Oh, man. Now I'm trying to think of what interesting video game news I saw. Oh yeah, that was one of the new news stories I seen. You know how like when you go to like conventions, you can always buy those, what is it, Star Wars lightsabers? but they usually have like a glass tube around them or something. They light up. It's kind of cool, right? But everyone's like always been dying to like make a real lightsaber or buy a real one. I guess with plasma it can actually cut people. Not that I want one of those. Now I've realized over the years that space is so limited that I don't want to collect stuff anymore. I'm actually trying to get rid of as many possessions as I can. So maybe once I reach the 1,000 sub guys, I'll start doing some giveaways. It'll make it easier to do the giveaways once I have a little bit of income coming in, because I'll be like, oh, it's a good trade-off for income. But right now it's harder to give stuff away because I'm like, oh shit, I don't really have a lot of income coming in and I shouldn't really be giving everything away right when I might need money. Alright, let's do some acceleration and free shit. Yeah, so the good news I heard, remember how I was bragging about my place I live in, my town, Kitchener, used to be called New Berlin? It's like Silicon North, people call it, because it's like the innovative capital of Canada. It's where all the big cell phone companies used to be, like BlackBerry. You might have heard of that. It was rivaling Apple for a while. Who is it? President Obama used to always promote it. It's like, yeah, they were from my town, so we're like Silicon North. And it turns out, check this out, the first ever lightsaber was now created in my town. Fully functioning. I don't know, something about how he used first retractable plasma-based version. He used propane gas burning at 4,000 degrees to create the retractable plasma beam. So I don't know what it is, if it's just the German genetics, something in the water here, or what it is, but yeah, I'm lucky. I live right on the Innovation Street. So as soon as that next camera arrives, I'll start giving you guys a tour of what this city's all about. I know, like, our city actually tried to cover up being associated with the Germans for a long time because they were like ashamed of our past and history, but I don't know, I'm pretty sure the Nazi stuff is long gone. Probably was never even here to begin with because most of the Germans that came here were running from the Nazis. So yeah, I really don't think there's too many actual Nazis here. Yeah, so I'll show you guys a tour. And it's funny, like one of the buildings that Google's building on our street, they called it a Google headquarters. And it's freaking huge. They're building in, like, they brought in a giant crane that's so big you can see the crane from my house. And it doesn't look far either. It's like just down the street that you can see it. Holy, a bunch of 180s. Alright, let's finish these off quick. Finishing quick is my specialty. Yeah, I'm so looking forward to vlogging. I was thinking maybe like the Chinese farmer story. It's true that maybe it wasn't really time yet for me to vlog, so the reason I couldn't find my camera was for just good things. To give me more time to get ready to vlog, get my body into more shape, give myself more time to contemplate what I want to vlog. I'm not really looking forward to making the vlog series perfect. I think it's going to be the same thing with any show. You start off doing like a few seasons of really shitty episodes and you try to get a groove going. It's like a lot of things in life. It takes a bit of practice, right? You're not going to be perfect right off the bat. And if you are, you're just very blessed. And who knows, maybe that whole pandemic situation is more serious than people think and really should just be hiding in your basement the whole day. That's how I was joking with someone the other day. Yeah, actually it was today. I was joking with my cousin. He was going on and on about how it's like the media is trying to like scare everyone, and it's like even one of our cousins was working in the nursing home that had the worst outbreaks. She was like point blank right in the worst infection area. She never got sick at all. I don't know how many of her co-workers did. I'll have to ask her after this whole pandemic situation's over. It's like we've been isolated for most of our family for, I don't know, close to a year now. It's getting ridiculous. Yeah, so maybe it is worse than we think. But I was joking with my cousin. I was like, isn't it funny? As soon as they got rid of that guy named A, other initial I'm not allowed to say on social media, once they removed him, he used to be the one scaring the shit out of everyone, telling you that viruses were going to come and kill the whole world and that we should all be living in fear. They got rid of him. And then like a couple months later, what happens? And they took over for him. Then they started doing all the fear selling and shit, right? So I was like, man, that was kind of Kind of ironic how that worked out. I'm not really a big thing into the massive conspiracies, but really the only conspiracy I believe in is the creator's plan. He's got a plan that none of us can really do much to affect. We all play parts in it, but we can't really change the ending as much as we wanted to. Wouldn't you want to change the ending of everything? Alright, I gotta get my mind out of the gutter here. Okay. Now, sorry if I'm a little bit out of it. I tried taking a little nap while I was watching Alex Jones, or not. Oh, I just said his name. I was watching Joe Rogan. Now, hopefully we'll see if the algorithm catches it. It's like, episode, out of here. I swear it's another guy with the same name. Has nothing to do with the conspiratory person. YouTube, if you're listening. No, so I was watching Joe Rogan and tried to have a nap. I'm like, oh, I'll just have a nap for a half hour or so, maybe even less. Wake up, oh fuck, 2 hours later. The only good thing is it brought me right to clone evolution time. Now I was looking over the referrals for the Bitcoin casino. We're up to 41 again. We dropped down to 40. Because I think once someone doesn't use it for a while, they end up dropping off your referral list. But no, it's nice to see it back up to over 40. Thanks guys, really appreciate all the viewers. Now that was the other thing I was talking to people about on Facebook, is like, man, they're starting to notice a lot of people are getting depressed about being totally isolated, having no job, watching other countries have their lives back and live like a paradise, or our fucking regime that's in charge of our government just keeps torturing the people over and over again. So I don't know what's gonna go on, but man, hoping that things turn around. Oh yeah, that's where I was going with that. I was like, man, I figured it out. Like I was getting into rough shape there too, and I was like, man, I got to start podcasting, because if I just sit at home alone in my basement, never speaking, it's like it's gonna be like my concussion all over again. And I just got over like fucking 2 years of that. So I was like, shit, it's either podcasting or nothing, because there was no other way to talk to people. It's like no one really uses the phone anymore these days. Everyone just texts each other. Isn't that funny how the history of inventions went? Did you guys know that like the guy that invented the telephone was Alexander Graham Bell? He lived about an hour away from where I live, and actually about a half an hour away. So it's funny, the innovation thing maybe spread a little bit further. Something in the water maybe. Anyways, yeah, he invented the telephone. And you know what the original problem was? Is when, was it the telegraph system or whatever was invented? They could send text messages through wires. And then people got sick of texting each other. And they're like, hey, let's invent a device that allows voice to travel through this cable, not just like texting. So then the telephone was considered the greatest invention for, what, almost a century, or yeah, a decade, century, whatever, but... And then it was like, then we ended up switching back to texting. Isn't it kind of funny? It's like they say history repeats, and it's almost like that invention went in a cycle too. We invented texting, thought it wasn't very good, so we invented talking, and then got sick of that, and then went back to the texting. Yeah, so who knows? Say you invent something and something better comes out, don't lose hope, because you never know, your invention might become popular again. It'll go in a cycle. Now, I appreciate all the comments in the chats, guys. It's, usually Facebook is kind of dead these days for comments, but the YouTube channel's picking up. So if anyone's interested in where the best chat is for the show, I think it's YouTube right now. And I prefer that because it makes it easier for me to track. I get so distracted on Facebook, especially with my short-term memory. It's like I'll have a whole idea of what I want to do, and then like a few seconds into doing it, I'll get distracted by boobs. No, I subscribe to a few of those pages. What is it? Things guys like. And it turns out boobs are in there. Not fully exposed, but hey, cleavage is more than enough for me to get distracted. Let's be real here. Yeah, have you ever seen that girl that does technology stuff? I think, what's her name? Cyber Woo or something like that? Man, Very distracting. Speaking of, I know what I'll be watching after this. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe I'll even link one of her videos. If I had to guarantee, no, because I'll usually forget. Now what happens when I go to post a video, I'm like, oh right, there was something I was supposed to link. And I'm like, oh fuck, the only way I can find out is if I watch the whole episode. Now, yeah, that was the one good chat I had going on Facebook. Was the one guy was like, I was asking like, how long did it take until you reached the full collection of every gold? So let's go check that out right now. I'll come back to that. So what I meant is like this hero chart. It shows how you can get every hero, and you got to work your way up and try to get all of them, right? So I was saying like, how long did it take, like what level, until you got every gold in every category? And then the one guy was posting that even though he's really high level, he never bothered getting everyone. Oh, so they did add a new hero, eh? That's the new guy. I think, yeah, I seen him advertised on the website. Or on Facebook or whatever. So I was thinking like, yeah, I'm starting to get a decent collection of golds going. Not that I have close to every gold, but man, I'm starting to get a few in there. At one point I had enough to make him, but I never did. I guess Robin's the next, Van Gogh. That's what he responded. He's like, even though he's really high level, he didn't bother creating every gold. He's like, he skipped Van Gogh and he skipped a few other ones. And I was thinking the only reason I got into wanting to collect them all is probably my good old days of liking that game that you can't talk about or that company will sue you. It's like, God, I love Nintendo, but man, some of the lawsuits they do against their fans, it just makes me want to puke. It's like, I don't know, if I was like a company, I probably would not sue my fans all the time. Seems like a freaking backstabbing move. And I know some people debate it, they're like, oh, like they're not really backstabbing, they're just trying to protect their intellectual properties. I'm like, really? It's like if there's like some YouTuber promoting your stuff and they make money off of it, you are too, because they're promoting you, like your company. They're saying, hey, this is great stuff, get into it, be a fan, start making YouTube stuff. So this idea that they're losing revenue from it, I don't really get what the hell they're talking about, but maybe there's some way they're losing revenue. Like that's what used to really piss me off about them, is like you couldn't even talk about their games or show clips or anything on YouTube. I was like, why the hell does anyone remain a fan of this company? And then I realized it's basically because they do make good games. It's kind of like those athletes that are really cocky, like, say like Roy Jones Jr. or something. Well, like, yeah, he actually was a really good fighter, so in a sense, it's like, yeah, he was cocky, but he backed all of it up, right? Some people are cocky for no reason, and some people have every right to be. I don't know, I've noticed that with girls sometimes. They tell me that they don't like it when I behave cocky. And then it's like, when you stop doing it, they stop giving you attention. So it's like, okay, well, if you hated it so much, why was it drawing all of your attention? Now, I really don't have much to be cocky about these days. Who knows? Maybe I'll get something else on the go soon. Maybe that vlogging. That'd be nice if I could get proud of that. That'd be sweet. I don't know, I've kind of built my hopes up so much for vlogging. I hope it's not one of those things where I just hyped it up so much to myself, and when I fail at it, it's going to be a real letdown. But hey, you got to try things in life, right? The worst thing you can do is never try. Alright, so what else I got? Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. What do I have on the go today? I'm creating a new gold hero. So should we do that first? Oh, I can't yet because I didn't create those heroes. So let's spawn up a few of these. See if we can create some lightning. Yeah, that's what I was hoping for. Lightning. Lightning, alright. It's like they know that I need lightning, so they're hooking me up. So where's the babes? Shinzo. Bear Hunter. It's nice having room in my lineup so I can actually clone these people without running out. Yeah, that one pirate, not the one with the beard, but the one without. It's like I can never tell if it's a guy or a girl. Maybe both. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Yeah, I think that's enough to make up, let's see. Oh yeah, I gotta make them freaking purple first. Let's do that next. Now, some people have been adding me friend requests on Facebook. And I have started to add a few people. Sorry guys, like I actually deleted a few people because I thought they were just spam. Normally when I see people from other countries applying to be my friends, I'm like, I don't know any of these people from other countries. They're just spam. Now I'm starting to realize, hey, some of them are actually fans of the show. That's why they're messaging. Now my Facebook isn't anywhere close to the 5,000 limit, so I guess I could add everyone, but I don't want to like just advertise my Facebook because then it'll be subject to spam. And I usually get so much spam. Like back when I was doing the ancient mystery stuff, oh god. I don't know if it was the Freemasons doing it or what, man. They would just flood my account with messages. People from like pretending to be people trying to get information out of me. It was freaking ridiculous. I never understood it. Like here I am, some fucking guy in his mom's basement, and how the hell are Freemasons after me to get information? Shouldn't they know more than me? It almost reminds me of that Simpsons episode. Remember when Homer became, what is it, the stonecutter leader? It's like some moron is like the leader of an intellectual group. Not that I call myself a moron, but definitely not the sharpest tool in the shed. I make a hell of a lot of mistakes. Like you would not believe. Right, so who do I gonna... Yeah, let's add some water. There we go, Mr. Einstein, Dr. Time. Now I made a video debunking Einstein. I kind of did it like sarcastically, but I included a lot of information that some people legitimately believe that, not that Einstein was an idiot, but that he had some things going on that he wasn't letting on. Some people think that it was his actual wives that were the geniuses and he just had autism and he was able to memorize everything they told him. It's like every woman's dream, a man that knew how to listen. Yeah, Silent Star. Okay, let's check it out. Oh wait, I was gonna say I need to create him before I can do that. Or is he created already? No, there he is. I don't know, I could be jinxing it, but I think I got enough to create the kid now. The only thing is, if I create this kid, should I really be souping him up? It's a shame. I wanted to create him gold, but I wanted to save him too. But this kid's good, right? So I shouldn't fuck around. Use him. Oh, I did have an extra purple, so that didn't really matter. I think I needed that guy for something else, so I'll keep him. Here we go, guys. Gold kid. Gus, I think that's his name. Does anyone know who Gus is modeled after? Some kid genius, maybe? Man, when I was growing up and I was a kid, they had a Kid Genius TV show, and guess who it was? The guy from, what is his name? I'm gonna have to check. Yeah, the show when I was growing up was called Doogie Howser. And it was this kid who was like a kid genius. Yeah, I forget, he was like 10 years old or something, and he was a doctor or something. It's pretty funny. And who was it, the cast? What is that guy's name? I mean, he was like a famous actor now, but I don't really watch. Oh yeah, Neil Patrick Harris. I think I've watched maybe a few episodes of shows that he's in modern times, but now that was way back when. Holy shit, like when was this show on TV? It aired between 1989 and 93. So back when I was it 10 years old to 13? Yeah, and then now we still have kid geniuses popping up every now and then on the news. So what should I do? Yeah, let's boost up Gus. Holy shit, he can upgrade to red too, right? He needs Santa Claus and... Damn, I already got the Wright brothers. But I don't know, would you guys use Wright brothers really to upgrade this guy to red? What is he like when he's red? Let me check that thing. Oh, I was already at it. Ah, no I wasn't. Not there either. There it is, hero chart. Let's check Doogie Howser and see. What does Doogie Howser evolve into? Oh god, it's still not going to show me. It was the Darwin. I don't know, for some reason I was thinking, man, it wasn't showing me. There we go. Oh, that's why I'm scrolling the wrong way. Alright, let's look for Doogie Howser. Where is he? Here he is. Oh, so he turns into that guy. Should have guessed. The glasses and blue. So is this guy any good? Let's check. I wish they had all the information on one so I didn't have to keep flipping through charts and stuff. It's not that bad, but kind of annoying.
I'm a heart-stealing thief, here to take your scrolls and wine.
Alright, so he's offense. Oh, it's Hermes. You see this staff here? That's actually one of the staffs that I research in my ancient mystery stuff all the time. Freemasons are really into it. It's got like a million different meanings and translations to help like muddy the waters, people to figure out what it is. So damage, increased dodge. So yeah, so he loses his ability to heal once you upgrade him. Is that correct or not? I just can't really tell by looking at this stuff, but... So I probably wouldn't upgrade him to red. From what I can tell, his gold version is better. But anyways, this Staff of Hermes, if anyone wants to see like what real ones are left in the world, turns out the Japanese royal family, I think it is, they managed to keep one. And they split it up and it's called the, what is it, the Three Sacred Treasures, or the, I forget what is it, the Regalia? Pretty sure that's what they call it. And it's hidden in museums, and it's not available. I guess you can't even see it in public. Unless maybe they show it to people in Japan and don't tell the rest of the world. I don't know. Could be a little bit of a cover-up with that, because if people found out like one of the actual sacred trees or Staff of Hermes still exists, like I think every other version has been lost to time, so it's like only the Japanese museums that still have one. Well, look at these cool things, eh? No, the Regalia was what? A sword, a mirror, and a jewel. Then I happened to check all the ancient mystery stuff from around the world, and it turned out that every culture usually at one point had the same thing, but sometimes they substituted the three pieces to make it with stuff that they could find near them. Sort of made like when you're cooking a recipe and you don't have sugar, you could add stevia or something. That sort of deal. No, the Irish had it. Man, I think I made a list of like, I don't know, 20 different cultures that all had it. Okay, go on and on. What do I think the sacred tree was used for? I think it was probably one of those multi-function tools, but one of the main things it would probably be involved with was that immortality ritual. That's why the immortals had it and brought it to Earth. That's why they hide it from everyone, because they don't want the whole planet to become immortal. it would really fuck up the balance of everything, right? And who knows, like, do we even really want to be immortal? They talk about the immortals, one of the greatest things they envied was that humanity's ability to die, because they're stuck being immortal forever. And they said, well, it might sound good, but they said the adrenaline rush of being able to die is something that they crave because their life became so boring. They said just the thrill of never knowing when you could live or die. It's like they're always bored because they know they're going to live forever. Makes you wonder too, is that the universe simulation we're living in? It's like we just really simulate our ability to die, that we actually are the immortals. That'd be kind of funny. And not to like say you should think this world is a simulation, it's still the only one we got, right? For the time being. Who really knows what's going to happen in the afterlife? Might just go to sleep forever, right? You never know. Sure hope it's not like that and you actually get to see your deceased friends and loved ones again. God, it'll be a party when I do, if that's really the case. I miss my friends. Not like all my friends are dead, just my best ones. Yeah. Now I try to laugh to like take the edge off, but it doesn't help much. Yeah. Now that's the trick with life though, when life hands you lemons, you just gotta try to make tequila, right? God, how many days till November? Hey, we're looking at 16 days, or 17 for me. Now the sobriety issue isn't really that bad. I'm starting to dig getting a lot more shit done. It's nice. Oh yeah, I was going to boost up Gus, so might as well do that. 38 levels right off the bat. Now someone gave me some good advice in the chat. What were they going on about? Like trying to use up all my robots on... They said build up Trump, or not Trump, Frankenstein, to 149. So I might do that today's episode too. Alright, what was Gus? Element, lightning, so... Yeah, my memory is improving a little. I can't really bash sobriety for that. I was going to say that it wasn't going to make that big of a difference in my memory, but I can't say that anymore. It actually has. It hasn't made it as great as your guys, but at least I've moved beyond the 10-second mark. Who knows? There's hope for me yet. Alright, so let's do the Bitcoin casino spin. We're at 35,368. Let's roll. Alright, 35,386. 386 always rings a bell for me. Because back when I was into computers, the computer I always wanted was a 386 computer. Back then it was like before Pentium chips came out. The 386s were huge. Back in my day, we used to buy drugs from gangs. Now we can just buy them from the government. The druggerment. Making up new words here. God, I gotta wake up. That nap really put me out of it. I swear it's the nap, not me. Nah, I did beat a dungeon stage, got some more gold tokens while you guys were gone. Or gold chip things or whatever. Alright, let's check the diet stuff, but I'll do it without showing it on the screen for now. We got a lot to do in the show today, so I'll try to do two things at once. I swear I never do that with the ladies. Get my full attention. Or divide it in two, between two boobs. Alright. Get my mind out of the gutter. Alright, so I checked in at 203 today, which was a little bit of a up from 202.8 yesterday. But I did eat a huge meal to try to boost my energy levels because they were getting pretty low. So gaining a 0.2 from that isn't so bad. No, and I'll check, what is it, the, oh yeah, I did the guild already. Oh no, I didn't finish the guild instances. No, I've been getting since my energy's been back, and pumping the weights a lot more. Getting back into my normal routine before the lockdown situation. Before I put on all the weight, couldn't even work out properly. So let's see, what's the damage? Alright, we stabilized the muscle loss. I went from 153, 153.2, and then now I've had 152.6 for 4 measurements in a row. So at least I topped out on muscle loss, hopefully for now. So that's one thing I worry about when I cut back on my calorie intake too much. I'm like, shit, am I really losing fat or am I just losing muscle? Because I know personal trainers used to always tell that to me. They're like, oh, don't go too crazy with the fasting or you'll end up losing muscle instead of fat. I never really believed them, but now when I got the scale telling me, oh, let's be kidding, I'm still arguing with the scale. It's like, you're wrong, scale, wrong! I just haven't won that argument yet, but maybe one day. No, I don't have any plans of getting the lightsaber that was developed in my town. It would be kind of neat though, eh? A real lightsaber. I wonder what they mean by real. If it's plasma, does that mean it can actually cut things? That'd be hilarious. It's like your boss asks you to cut something at work and then you pull out the lightsaber and start cutting shit. He's like, no, not with that. Sounds kind of dangerous too, propane. Oh well. I guess propane isn't that bad, but my family, we actually grew up for a while. Well, we didn't grow up there, we just had a trailer. So we'd always go to the trailer park for every weekend when we wanted to go to the lake. I forget where I was going with that. It's like, am I gonna win this battle? No, so not to make fun of trailer parks or anything, but there are a lot of stereotypes that are very accurate about them. A lot of people that were just kind of like, hey, I don't want to spend a lot of money on life, like housing and stuff, so some people would live in the trailers year round. We didn't live there year round, although I should have kept that trailer and had that as an option. I'm really disappointed that our family sold the trailer, but hey, maybe it was one of those Chinese farmers things. I'll end up with a better trailer one day. Now, the only thing that was kind of sketch with that trailer park is Portuguese people had almost taken over the entire park by like buying up all the properties and then only selling it to other Portuguese people. So one thing that you gotta watch in Canada, we actually do like segregate self-segregating, sort of. So it's like, it was never a written rule that you had to be Portuguese to live there, but you could tell like the other Portuguese families kind of looked down on you. But they were mostly polite, like no one ever actually said anything. Well, I don't know. I think we had a few people yell comments, but I think it was just because I was like a party animal back then, so people are yelling comments at party animals. It really didn't have anything to do with being non-Portuguese or whatever. So that's the whole victimhood sometimes, right? Like, I could have like automatically assumed because I wasn't Portuguese that they were yelling at me because of that. And then I was like, well, maybe they were making fun of me because I was actually a raging drug addict. It had nothing to do with being Portuguese or not. No, I wasn't like a raging drug addict back then. The only thing I was doing was lots of weed. No, I've been doing weed since, I can't remember, basically right around when I got my back injury. So it was around 12 or 13. And yeah, I remember when I first started weed, man, was the buzz ever amazing. So I can't believe it. That's one really shitty thing about doing weed. If anyone's like, oh, weed looks so cool, I want to get into doing it. It's only really cool and fun for like the first couple months. And then after that, your body just adapts so much that you really never get the same buzz again. It's so weird, right? Like you think a drug would have the same effect on you throughout your whole life, but no. It just gets weaker and weaker and weaker to the point where you're just spending all your money on it. It's not doing anything. except giving you side effects that are negative. Although I am still dying for November 2nd, jeez. I'm kind of scared to see what kind of buzz I'm gonna get. Usually that first day vaporizing, it actually does come close to the first day doing it all over again, but still maybe only about half. Now I remember the first time I ever tried weed, it was almost like a hallucinogen. Like I could see waves of colors and my body felt like it was like floating down a river. And I was like, holy, this is so relaxing, I could do it all the time. And then next thing you know, it's like it's having no effect. Now I spent the whole day trimming plants again. I was like, dear God, this seems like such a waste of my life. Growing these plants, trimming them all day, spending years and years growing, trimming, trimming. Especially when I just quit for a long time. It's like, God, all this is for nothing. What happens if I never vaporize again? Let's be real. I'll be vaporizing again. Now, usually what it is that sets me off for vaporizing is a major back injury. As soon as like I can't walk again for a few days, I'm like, oh fuck. It starts to get to me, I'm like, I need something to help relax. Rather than taking medications with really bad side effects, I'll just go with weed. Now, weed is one of those things that if I'm so injured that I can't work out, I'll just like do a little bit of weed and all of a sudden, boom, get like that Michael Phelps training energy. It's like, alright, let's go to the gym. I'm gonna train for the whole day. I don't know, I guess everyone doesn't have that same effect with weed, but maybe it's people that have like really fucking addictive personalities or like motivational personalities. Like some people that aren't super motivational might not get that same effect. I know, like when I was in high school, a lot of the people I knew would just get high and like sit around all day when they were in high school, which I did that a fair bit too. But normally half the time when I was getting high on my lunch breaks, I would go home and work out because my home was like 5-minute walk from the school, so I could easily make it there and back. Oh, and I had double period spare, so I was able to come home, work out for like an hour and a half, and then go back to school. I'll never forget this one old lady. She was making fun of me. It's like I worked out like crazy on my lunch break, so much that I could like barely even lift my arms. It was like anything I tried to lift, I would just drop. So when I was walking to school, I came by the mailbox. This like feeble old lady, she's like 80 or 90. She's like, hey, Billy boy, can you help me? And I was like, why? What do you need, old lady? She's like, I gotta put some stuff in the mailbox, but I can't unless someone holds this. Can you hold it for me? So I'm like, all right. She had like some grocery bags or something, so I go to hold it for her. And then as she goes to put the mail in, my arms just gave out, went right down to the ground. And she's like looking at me like, what the hell? Here's this feeble old lady and she could lift more than I could. And then I tried to explain to her this because I was just working out, and then I don't think she believed me. She's like, you're a freak. Oh boy. Yeah, I miss those days. And I wish I had a good personal trainer back then. I used to work out like crazy like that, like every day for like an hour and a half. Did I gain any muscles? No. Almost zero. All because I was doing stupid exercises that were working out muscle groups that just weren't going to grow till I had the other stabilizers built, and I wasn't focusing on the stabilizer. So I was like, fuck. Years. I've wasted decades of working out. Thank God I found Jeff from Athlean X. Like, he revolutionized my fucking training routine. Now it's like I can work out like 20 minutes every other day and just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's like, and everyone's saying, oh, once you reach 40, you can't really put on any muscle. It's like, bullshit, you can't. It's like, actually, that's the time I started putting on the most muscle. Maybe it's a little bit slower, but I can't tell because before I was going nowhere, so any direction forward was way faster than what I was doing before. Now, before I used to fuck up is I would do arm curls super heavy. And it was like I could never get any definition in my arm because my wrists would just get sore. I wasn't actually working out my bicep. So then I tried Jeff's advice. He's like, man, switch to like a 20-pound weight and just do more reps and you'll target the muscle better. So I tried that. What do you know? Boom. All of a sudden arm growth. And no sore wrist. Thank God. Now get your mind out of the gutter. My wrist burnt sore from that. Speaking of, I haven't had anything arrive for that sex machine yet. Oh man, too much. Now I'll let you guys know. I'll probably do a product unboxing. I'm pretty sure most guys will be too embarrassed to do a product or opening for that, so maybe I'll be able to get some views out of it. Now, what I want to do, everyone's like, oh, you're just going for views, trying to get as many subscribers as you can. But I'm hoping to just top out around like 1,000. I don't really want to go too much over 1,000. Because I've already noticed, once you get more and more subscribers, you get more and more tempted to try to change. It's like, I don't want to start like changing everything. I like everything the way it is. I fear change. No, like you'd be too embarrassed, right? Like, say if you're like singing in front of a crowd of like 40 people or maybe 50, it's like not that embarrassing. But then all of a sudden, if you had like a crowd of 1,000,000 people watching you sing, you might all of a sudden forget the lyrics and shit, right? So I don't really think I have anything to worry about that. No, I thought I heard my roommates coming. I'm just going to close the door to make sure. Nah, I think they were going up the stairs the other direction to bed. Now, I really shouldn't have had that nap. Fuck. I wanted to get to sleep on a normal schedule so I could get back to my early morning routine. Now, at my old job, I used to start work every day at 6 a.m. and I did it for about 9 years. So I really got into the habit of like waking up at like 5 in the morning or so. And God, man, do you ever get a lot done when you do that, right? It's like I had it to the point where I'd wake up at 5, like after I finished working there, and I still kept waking up at that time. So I'd wake up at 5 a.m., do a little bit of stuff on the computer until my back solidified, because I can't do my workouts first thing, or fuck, I'll throw out my back really quick. Found out from my chiropractor, it's because your back solidifies until, or liquefies while you sleep. To a certain degree, it becomes more like jelly. And then once you wake up, it starts to get harder. No pun intended. Now, morning is the time everything turns harder. Anyways, so I had to be careful. But after like a half hour, maybe an hour in the morning, then I'd start the workout routine. So then I'd be done my workout routine by say like 7 a.m. So some people would be just waking up at like 7 or 8, and I'm already done my daily workout routine. So it's like a big head start over everyone. I think, who was it? Mike Tyson was saying that was one of his training techniques. He used to like waking up at 5 a.m. and finish running by 6, because he was like, man, whoever I'm training to fight against, they're probably still sleeping while I'm getting the edge on them. The whole competition thing, right? But yeah, hearing Joe Rogan's stories today about how his Sober October is going, he's like, you could even tell, like I was like, holy shit, Joe's looking a little bit more ripped than usual. I wonder how his Sober October is going. And then he was like, he took the training to like all new heights. I think it's because you get really bored during Sober October, because it's like vaporizing weed actually does take up a lot of time and all of your day. So it's like, geez. So Joe's had all this extra time and energy, so what he decided to do is now he's working out like twice as much. And what else was he doing? Oh yeah, and he has some new exercises. And whatever he's doing, man, it's working for him. You can tell. Isn't it funny too? It's like Joe always says that he never does cocaine, but I noticed that during his regular parts of the show, not during Sober October, he usually has the sniffles a lot, right? He's like always sniffling. And then now in Sober October, he almost never does it, like maybe once or twice an episode. Where before it was like every few minutes. Right, so I'm probably going to need Gauss for these battles, so let's level him up some more. God, I gotta sit back from the screen. So one thing that's kind of annoying with my recording setup is to get close to the mic, I have to go too close to the monitor. Might have to change that around one day. I don't like to have my like nose pressed right against the screen when I'm trying to talk. It's hard on the eyes. Whew. Back in my day. Holy shit, we're at 50 minutes? You gotta be kidding me. Where did the time go? Man, that sucks. Well, man, I'm gonna miss you guys. It feels like we just got together and we have to get going. Alright, so let's see here. Yeah, let's create some more robots. Robot City. I was wondering, because I'm like, man, I've gotten so much done on the level. How did I get it done so quick? I was like, wait a minute, I didn't get it done quick. I was just taking a lot of time. It's already 50 minutes in. Holy shit. Now, back when I used to do other podcasting shows, sometimes I would do like 4-hour marathons, but I don't want to do that these days because I got the other show to record too. So I don't want to totally kill my voice. My voice is already hard to make out as it is. Well, that was some neat comments people are putting in the chat, that they like my voice. I was like, that's really weird, because that was one of the worst things that I always hated about doing podcasting. I was like super critical of my voice. I was like, oh shit, when I hear the replays, I can't even understand what the hell I'm saying. So for you guys to make comments about my voice in a positive note, that was really kind of you. I was like, I would have never in a million years dreamed anyone would say they liked my voice. I always thought that was like the worst feature. That was the one thing I always had to work on, is try to make my voice better. Now I've been trying as hard as I can to articulate my vocabulary correctly. Not try to blur all the words into one big mumble. That's the one thing when you vaporize or do weed in general too much, you do start mumbling a lot, right? Not to be picking on weed and vaporizing, but it's not all fun and games. Then when I start up again, I'll be vaporizing and having fun in games. King of contradiction. Yeah, so if anyone else wants to help design some shirts for my store, I was thinking that's probably a good idea. Because I was thinking, shit, like, that'd be a neat contest for viewers if anyone wants to send in the neatest design for a shirt. Anything from my show in general. It doesn't have to be the stuff that I wanted to make in shirts. If anyone wants to design a shirt and they win the contest, I'll put it on the Society 6 thing and we'll see how many of them sell. I can't really promise anything as far as like commission for doing it, because I'm pretty sure Society 6 is already going to take almost all the commission as it is. So it'll be just like splitting the pennies between us. But I like Society 6 because they do all the work for you. And I'm already swamped with work, so if it wasn't for them helping with that, there's no way. I could have swore I just spawned some robots, but maybe I ate them while I was talking. Consume the robots. Or the meats the eye. You know what's weird? Today I was like, one of my Amazon purchases came just under the amount you need for shipping. So I was like, hey, I should buy a toy for myself. And when I was a kid, one of the things I always wanted for Christmas and my birthdays, everything, was a new Transformer. It was always because like my family got divorced pretty early on, so we didn't really have a lot of money. So all my toys were always used. The only time I would ever get a new toy was like, say if like kids came over from like another family and they got me a present, then I would get a new one. So it was pretty rare when I actually got like a new Transformer. So today it was like, oh, my shipping on the package came a little bit low. Like I came, what was it, $10 under, and it was going to be like $8 in shipping. So I'm like, shit, might as well just buy something that's $10 and add it to the order instead of paying like all the money going to shipping. So I was thinking all the tools and camera gear and stuff. I was thinking, God, just for the fun of it, I should buy something for me to just sit and enjoy, like a guilty pleasure. So like maybe I should buy a Transformer. So I looked up Transformers on Amazon. I was like, holy fuck, are they expensive? So I still can't afford them. Well, technically I could, but it was just too much. So I was like, God, I can't justify spending that much money on toys that I'll never actually use other than just putting it on my shelf. Not to mention one day I'll have to pack it and store it somewhere, so I guess I could give it to my nephews. Yeah, maybe that's what I'll do. One day buy myself a Transformer and then re-gift it to my nephew. Yeah, so what was everyone's favorite toy when they were kids? Do you guys like, what was it, Transformers or G.I. Joes? G.I. Joe was another big one. God, I was watching G.I. Joe on TV the other day or YouTube. Holy fuck, it's still a good show. I can't believe it. I could have swore since I aged and stuff that I wouldn't like it anymore. I was like, I liked it even better than when I was a kid. They really did a good job on that show. Fucking mind-blowing how good. I don't understand how Hollywood can't even top G.I. Joe these days. No, was it Thundercats were big, Transformers, G.I. Joe? These younger viewers are probably like, what the hell are these toys? G.I. Joe. Yo, Joe! No, Thundercats with the saying when I was a kid is it was ho. So every time like kids would walk up and down the street, they would yell ho ho. It's like I miss those days. It's like I do that by the bars now. No, I'm just kidding. Everyone's yelling ho. Oh shit. Alright, so let's give Gauss some real robots this time. Alright, he's over 100 now. Real American hero, G.I. Joe's there. Yo, Joe. Yeah, there's such catchy sayings too. It's like, man, I can remember all the catchy sayings. All I had to do is hear them once. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember all those. No, it really made me sad when I was looking at collector videos on YouTube and they were showing like how much the value of my toys has gone up since I was a kid. Like some of the toys I had like 1,000 of are worth over $100 each now. I was like, oh fuck, can you imagine I would have saved them? My toy collection could have been my retirement fund. It's like that time I seen the video game museum. They had some video game consoles from like the olden days. I was like, shit, that's the console I played when I was a kid. It's like, that doesn't really make you feel too young, eh? When you see your toys in a fucking museum. Oh, man. No, technically that wasn't really that old. It was just that I used to get used toys, right? So the toys were pretty much like almost 10 years old by the time I got them. That's what it was, I swear. Wasn't because I was actually that old. Right, 114. Gauss is getting up there. Maybe I'll spend a little bit and get some more actual lightning robots. Yeah, let's do that. Because I'm kind of wasting robots that don't match his class. I haven't spent anything on robots in a while, so why not? 99. Is that really how many I can afford? Holy fuck. Alright, let's go to 70. That sounds a little bit ridiculous, but... where are they? There they are. Alright, come on, Gauss. Yeah, and then viewers, I'm going to take your advice. I'll have to look over it again. He gave me a whole bunch of really good advice, and I only remembered half of it, so I'll have to go back and read it. He was mentioning that I should take my robots, give it to Trump. Oh yeah, that was the other thing he was saying. He was saying that Symphony's stun attack was never working for him, so that's why he switched to Budokai. But I don't know, I've been lucky with my Symphony. His stun attack almost works every time and stuns the entire opposing team. So I'm like, it's really hard to get rid of him with Budokai, because Budokai can't kill anyone. She can hurt them, but not really kill them. So really, I'm just trying to stun everyone until Samson could take him out in one hit, right? So maybe a little bit down the road, that'll be better advice then. Because I noticed this thing, like sometimes people give you advice in the game and they give it to you a little bit too soon. Like you gotta like follow what level you're at and not try to get too ahead of yourself. Right, so he just needs 4 more levels and then he's capped out. So I guess I won't buy anymore, we'll just use what we got. So nice when you buy the VIP and you have extra room. Can you imagine how long this would have taken just giving the robots to people if I could only clone up 10 at a time? Oh man, this is like a lifesaver. I really wish I would have did the VIP sooner, but the only thing I was thinking, it was good to like, you know, in life it's like you don't want to be spoiled your whole life. It's like you almost need that phase of like going through absolute shit to appreciate the good times even more. So I was thinking maybe that's what it was. It was good that I didn't have the VIP so that I know how much better it is to have it. Because if I would have got the VIP right away, I might not have realized like, holy shit, it makes a drastic difference. G.I. Joe was there. Yeah, if anyone's bored, man, I swear, G.I. Joe will not let you down. It's like the 24-hour stream on YouTube, all new episodes, well, the whole season back to back. I guess they're not new, that's for sure. There we go, that was enough. Alright, Gauss is up to 1. Oh shit, Gauss is gonna need some armor and shit, right? See what I got for him.
Science, the strongest. Hey, buddy. Looks like your defense system is full of loopholes.
It's not the greatest, but I'll have to do for now. I have no idea what I have for star abilities, so we'll have to check that too. I'm not sure how many purple enzymes I got. Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned it last time. One of the viewers was saying that I kept skipping the missions on the tavern task that were the purple enzyme, and I should have been going for them. But I was doing that just so I could make sure that I finished the mission. Trust me, if it wasn't for that mission, I would have been doing the enzymes every time. Holy, I got 600 enzymes. Okay, well that's pretty good. Now, some people have been asking me to put my teammates up to like level 6 stars. I haven't tried that with anyone yet, and I probably won't, just because I want to have enough purple enzymes when I get red heroes, right? Because half the time I boost someone up, then I realize once I get to the next class that, hey, I wanted them for somebody else, and then you can't get them back, right? So I'm a little bit careful and more cautious with that now that I don't waste all my resources.
Hey, buddy. Looks like your
I do that enough in real life, trying to buy Transformers. Yeah, maybe that's what I'll do for Christmas. I'll get myself a Transformer. Nah, who am I kidding? I'm getting a new stereo for myself. Now, has anyone noticed what stereos have turned into, like stereo receivers, home theater systems? When I was a kid, or just even recently, they were just like basically for sound systems, right? But now they're like fucking, you need them to control all your HDMI devices. Like almost everything that you have HDMI, your TV will never have enough slots. So you have to get one of these receivers so that you have a whole bunch of extra HDMI slots. So that's another reason I want to get a new stereo. And the other thing is I want to hook it up to Google Home. Like I've got the NVIDIA Shield, so I've been trying to get like a whole Google environment going. And some of the stereos now are compatible with that. So I was like, shit, that'd be nice to have all the controls hooked up to Google, my stereo, the NVIDIA Shield, everything. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Christmas this year. It's kind of sad, like my family have been fighting for, I don't know, How many years? Yeah, about 5 or 6 years. And a lot of our family just didn't get together for Christmas. What do you know? We just all made up. And I was like, now we can't get together. So I was like, what are the odds of that one? Just goes to show you, like, never fight with your family because you never know when something will come up that you can't even get together with them and make up one day, right? Oh, silent for 2 rounds? Alright. I was like, should I get his ability? I was like, maybe it's a useless one. But now just reading that, it's like, nope, that's definitely not useless. Let's star him up. Yeah, so they're offering me the 6-star, or no, 5-star. Should I do his 5? Yeah, let's do it. Alright, Gauss is strong now, eh? Really, the only thing he's lacking now is some armor, so I'll have to try to get him some of that. Maybe I can strip someone else's armor and give it to him. Oh yeah, oh wait. 70's pretty weak, so I don't think that'll matter. I could give him Crime Fighters, but man, still Crime Fighter comes in handy every now and then.
May the peace from yesterday be remembered.
Yeah, I'll probably use him more than Geronimo, so let's unequip Geronimo shit. Geronimo!
Hey, buddy. Looks like your defense system is full of loopholes.
No, so big shout out to all the babes that are watching the show. Really appreciate the ladies helping motivate me to get going. There's a reason why cheerleaders have such a good effect, right? I don't know what it is with guys, but all it takes is a few babes and it can drive you to new heights, right? No pun intended. No, and if any of the old Freemason guys are watching, you guys are babes in your own right. I'm just kidding. No, occasionally they message me every time and are asking, hey, when are you going to start doing the ancient mystery stuff again? It's like, maybe I'll start doing it soon. I got into it a little bit, but it was going a little bit down the conspiratorial road and making me like a little not liking it as much, so maybe I'll try to stay away from the conspiratorial stuff and get back into it. There's so many cover-ups in ancient mystery stuff, it's almost hard not to talk about it. Alright, who should I link? Catholic Hero? The mime guy? Yeah, let's do Catholic Hero. That way if he vanishes on me, it won't be the end of the world.
Hey, buddy. Looks like your defense.
I haven't needed him for any clones in a while. Alright, so now we got Gauss. He's all ready. Or Gus. Gauss. Or maybe that is how you say it. I say my own name wrong half the time. Oh shit, we're already over the time. I forgot, guys. Sorry. Don't want to make the episode take forever. Alright, thanks for watching this episode. Did I get the Bitcoin spin? Yes, I did. Thank God, I'm able to remember. Woohoo! Oh, but I still pressed the wrong scenes. Right, if you want to help out the show, you can do it with Patreon, Society 6, Swagbucks, GameKit, GamePit, Hideout TV, Bitcoin, and Virtual Maid Sex Machine. It's a sex toy for adults and men only, but if ladies need a sex machine, they know who to call. And especially if they're near Toronto. Well, let's be real, I don't even have time to go there. Alright, take care everyone. Is that everything? If you happen to get a gold Gauss fragment into your vaporizer and it tastes like shit, you give the show a dislike. But if it doesn't happen, you can help with a like. I really appreciate it. And take care. Make sure you never buy the products from my sponsor, because it will ruin your life. Bye for now, everyone. See you tomorrow. Stay safe. Now we gotta listen to authorities. But man, we need new leaders. Take care, everyone. Here's 3 things.